Hey, testing, testing on the sound. Looks like we got sound this time. Sound check, sound check. Can you hear me now? Nope, looks like the sound is not working. No surprise there, huh? All right, so we're bringing it over to the Facebook and reasoning behind that. Let me click it on over here. Let me open up the YouTube, see if I've got sound. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey, we have sound. All right, now that we've established that, I want to show you folks something. This was put out over in the UK. This is the people's call to arms. It's not just a story, it is a reckoning. The name that wasn't his, referring to the legal names, the state created organization names that are being used and have been being used ever since their inception to rob, pillage, kill, destroy, imprison, and otherwise steal everything you see around you, everything that's going on. The very massive lie that is feeding those that feed off the massive lie. I don't know about you, but who feeds off the massive lie? I don't know, but you can make your own determination about who feeds off of that type of negative energy. But this call to arms, because it's the orchestration to destroy a man, in which that is what it does. It is touted to be created for our benefit, but it is done quite the contrary and has not been beneficial at all. In my own experience, that legal name's been used to do nothing but provide an avenue for these corporates, these corporations, these people that work and we're, I get it. The corporation can't do anything, but the people that run the corporations are the corporation. Okay. Because a lot of people, corporation can't do anything. Okay. Rhetoric. Okay, deflection in putting the blame where it belongs. Okay, and it's for most of you, these legal for using their organization name. War games, the biggest message there was the only way to win the game. And as long as we're dealing with corporate governments and corporations that are ruining the world for us, making it better for them, ruining it for us, the only way to win the game is to not play. And the only way to not play is to not have legal names in play. There can be no legal names. And I know many of you have gone along to get along, to figure out your way around it, to keep it in play for others while you benefit from it. That's no different than the people that feed off the massive lie. And what massive lie am I talking about? Well, I tried to have a conversation with, or I did have a conversation with the Department of Homeland Security, which that conversation with the Department of Homeland Security was brought on by the Department of Motor Vehicle supervisor telling me that it's the Department of Homeland Security that tells them they have to use our date of birth on a driver's license with a legal name that wasn't created the day any of us were born. Go check the file date on the birth certificate you're a holder of, take a look at that date and convince yourself that that legal name was created the day you were born. That's why there's two dates on that birth certificate. Something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They want to talk about anything to antagonize you, but they do not want to talk about ending it, which means they're gaining a benefit while millions of others are still being oppressed by it. And I don't know about you, but when it became mask wearing moron time and you couldn't go anywhere without wearing a mask, there was little peace on the street. People were literally being thrown in cages for not wearing a mask. Because what? Because the just doing my job folks, for the love of the paycheck, would throw you in a cage for not adhering to the rules that they laid out. It's the same thing with these legal names. If you don't use one in the manner in which they want you to use it, which is to their benefit and not yours, you will be dealt with. And if you don't think so, well, over in Clark County, they just put Douglas Joseph back in jail. Who what? Who is refusing to give his date of birth for an organization name that clearly is provable wasn't created the day he was born. As the administrative courts throw him in a cage, and I don't know about you, but it sounds like a massive violation of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I don't know where Trump is, where Tucker Carlson is, where Don Bongino is, or where Kash Patel is, where Kristi Noem is, where all these people that supposedly are saving your day, but $9,000 check, 9,000 fiat check, because there's no dollar. A dollar is only gold and silver. But these people are making their living off the backs of those being oppressed by legal names. It's just the facts, people. UK, it's looking like they want to call to arms over these names. And see, since politics is the antagonizing of the people, since most gurus out here simply want to show you all the bad that they're doing to you, but never want to explain how they're doing it. Brian over there with Here's the Deal and the Illusion Channel. You got James running around, just the major. I wonder if these people are CIA. I wonder if they are professional antagonizers on the web. Although Brian with Here's the Deal continuously calls out the Federal Reserve System. You're gonna have to hold on a second. I know we're running out of food over here. Don't worry, they don't care. I just want to use it as an excuse. Try to come take you. That's all they want to do. So we're gonna have to try to keep working it out, huh? Up. Okay, where was I? Talk to the hand. The idea, my microphone's over here, camera's over here, so you just have to look at my ear. See, here. You have ears to hear. Hear what the Spirit's saying. You can't continue to play this game. You cannot continue to go down this road. You can't continue to go along to get along. Look at where it's gotten us. Look at where we're at. Look at the price of eggs. Look at the games that are being played. Look at the death and destruction that's being waged around the world. Every bit of this is in the elite banker plan. Okay? Yeah, I mean, for all you U.S. citizens out there, so proud of being a U.S. citizen, did you know you're considered the enemy under the Trading with the Enemy Act, which was a bill pushed through by the Federal Reserve? Thomas Massie, Congressman Thomas Massie, has been well informed about the legal names and the fact that they weren't created the day we were born, and why are we giving our date of birth for something that wasn't created the day we were born? It's a really big deal. And for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, you're going to keep going down this same road. You're going to keep playing the game. Well, let's go back to war games. The only way to win is to not play the game. So that's kind of the message to lose the name people give you. Don't play the game, but you'll be left to starve. There is no middle ground in order to operate in their commerce towards their social compact of the Constitution, which I am posterity of. My family signed it. Unless I'm being lied to. That's the family tree. That goes back to Mary Ball. It's a big fat lie. Could be. You never know. But it really doesn't matter. What matters right now is the message that's being sent. DHS and the hour-and-a-half conversation that I thought was being recorded, informing them of the discrepancy of the dates with the legal names and the fact that the Department of Motor Vehicles pointed at them and said, they're the ones telling us we have to use your date of birth, even though they could clearly see from the birth certificate and the certificate of live birth that was laid on the counter in front of them. Hey, here's the file date. Here's the date that the legal name was created. We've already admitted it's the legal name from the birth certificate. It's the legal name on a driver's license. State Department's admitted to me in a recorded phone call on a live feed, which Facebook, all of a sudden now, all live feeds 30 days old get removed. So I am trying to collect that evidence up, get a memory card, put it all on there. But it really takes away from the idea of people being able to see it. Why? Because they need to hide it. They do not want you to know about this. Okay? James, the antagonizer, doesn't want you to know about this. He attacked this truth and goes back out, and everybody's so proud of his rude, antagonistic behavior. You know, Brian with Here's the Deal, the only one that even comes close to pulling out the Federal Reserve, but he too rejected the truth of the date discrepancy involving the legal names. Then he's on his videos going, why do they want these names? It's just like, because they're tied to a trust account that has lots of wealth stuffed in them and not for our benefit. Why is Snap and Tanith using variations of a legal name rather than the full legal name that's in line with, wait a minute, what do they call it? Title 6, subsection 3.73, the Real ID Act, where they're not allowed to use any version of the legal name. There can't be abbreviations. There can't be shortenings. There can't be any variation of the legal name. It has to be the full legal name. So they're not even, because they're able to just create variations of legal names that's been proven by Doge and been pulling funding from him. You see, as long as these legal names are around, you're talking about very dangerous times. As long as the political talking heads keep continuing down this road, telling you they're helping you, but forcing you to live under these state-created organization names. When I say state, I mean sub-state. Sub-corporations of the District of Criminals. Now, where's Trump on this? Why isn't anyone got the kahunas to bring this up to him in one of their press briefings? Oh, that's right. Because everything is controlled. The narrative is controlled. The idea of bringing up legal names to Trump, God, we couldn't have that because he's going to be like, but nothing. They want a civil war, so they're going to keep using those legal names to oppress you, hunt you on the street. What do you think these guys just doing their job are doing? Come on, Brian. Here's the deal. As soon as they key the mic with that legal name that they hunt like crack, because it is crack to them, the money starts flowing. As soon as they key the mic. How would I know that? My family, I was brought up around law enforcement all my life. This type of information came easy to me. The money starts flowing as soon as they key the mic. Why do they want that ID? Why do they want that legal name? Wait a minute. The first trick question is, what's your name? Well, are you looking for my name or are you looking for a legal name? And they will always say, we're looking for a legal name. Like off the birth certificate. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Oh, well, I'm a holder of one of those, and then you give them the proper date, and they don't know what to do with themselves. because it's not some sovereign citizen theory. It's right there on the birth certificate. It's right there on the certificate of live birth with a wedding signature. And I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of heavy hitters out here that are ignoring this message purposely, intently. They do not want you to know. Why do they want you to know? Because it kind of exposes their game. Brian, over there with Here's the Deal. James, you antagonizer, you rude antagonizer, man. Just absolutely rude. And I'm not on here with my please like and subscribe. I don't care if you like or subscribe. I'm here so people can hear this message and realize the true intent of a legal name is to entrap you in a lie. How is that? By getting you to make the mistake of using the wrong date from the birth certificate. Because they gave you the other date. There's hidden in plain sight. And I tell you, receiving death threats about sharing this out was very telling by an ex-deputy bailiff, John McClure, here in Marion County, Florida, who, because these people turned on me although they were completely taken by what they had never seen in all their many, many moons of thinking they knew what was going on. Following the Copper Moonshine Passport. Following the Brandon Joe Williamses of the world, who is well aware of the file date as well. You see, that's what they don't want you to know about. The file date. They don't want you to see that date discrepancy, even though it's a legal name that was created by fraud for fraud to commit more fraud. And I'm surprised that this YouTube channel that I have right now, which all the other YouTube channels have been burned. Why? What was I talking about? Oh, that's the same thing I'm talking about now. So be ready for this channel to get burned. I don't care. Hopefully the message will get out. Facebook is about to remove all live videos more than 30 days old. Why is that? Because this information is flowing across Facebook. The recordings that I have been put out on live feeds exposing that the legal name wasn't created the day we were born. Why would we be lying and giving our date of birth for that which we can clearly see wasn't created the day we were born? And I don't care about passports or Minnesota business names or any of the crap. This is life-ending consequences coming. That's at hand. Forget about coming. It's here. It's at hand. And for those that want to ignore, oh, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is you're telling a lie. And if you continue to lie, hold on. No, I got her. She's okay. All right. Really, that's all I got to say about it. A federal jacket's going to be opened up. It's going to put this on the federal level. This date deal is going to get exposed one way or the other. You're going to have to wait a minute. It's going to get exposed one way or the other. It's getting exposed. It's been exposed. What you people choose to do with your lives to continue the massive negative energy of telling lies by giving your date of birth and thinking that's your name. That's what it's going to come down to, like the mask-wearing morons that would really just had well enough had you put before a firing squad for not wearing a mask. It's the same thing with the legal name. If you don't want to go along to get along, guess what? We'll end your life. And if you don't think that's at hand, or you don't think that the people that are feeding off of this negative energy created by this massive lie of people doing business every day, day in and day out, that are in perpetual dishonor, Perpetual dishonor, people. They want you to teach this to your babies. It's a massive lie. It's what it is. And it needs to end. And if you don't end it, that negative energy is going to end us. Y'all have a great day.
See, I see.